Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the WTAF Frightfully Good Paranormal Show. We've ditched everything that we've been working on for you guys because that's what you wanted. You wanted the real Anne and Renata back, so I'm sorry, you're getting this. But before we start, I have to do a quick shout out to starred comments. Captain Chaos and Zena, who is our grandest of poo bars, and Sky and Linda the Soul Alchemist and Ross, who are all on here as our YouTube supporters. So thank you so much for your support. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
You may withdraw it after tonight, but we'll see what happens, shall we? Joe. Joe just came on as well. Welcome and thank you, Joe. Now, tonight, we've got a treat for you. I'm going to read you a little story and let me know if you would take your child to see this movie.
Story time.
Story time with Auntie Anne and Auntie Renata. There's a teenage girl called Emily. She's living with her stepmum, Karen, who is obsessed with her own appearance and constantly compares herself to Emily. One day, Karen becomes convinced Emily looks better than her. She feels threatened. She feels very threatened by this, and she decides to get rid of her. Puts a hit out on her, so to speak. So instead of doing it herself, she hires a hitman to take her out. He takes her out in the bush, hashtag sacred bush for all those who remember that. But at the last minute, he loses, the guts to it, and he lets her go. So now we have a teenage girl who's been dumped in the forest alone with no phone, no money, and no way home, wandering through the wilderness. Eventually, she does stumble across a little house with 7 adult men. So what does she do? She just goes inside.
She do.
Eats their food and she falls asleep. Then they come home from work and they find this hot chick laying on their bed. So instead of calling the police and getting help, poor chook, they let her stay. She cooks and cleans. She becomes a hostage almost in their environment, cooking and cleaning for them in exchange for staying there. Meanwhile, Karen finds out that Emily is still alive. So she decides she's going to have to do the deed herself. She disguises herself and tracks her down. She tricks poor old Emily into eating some poison crap. And then and then poor old Emily collapses and the men assume she is dead. They've lost her.
So what do they do with the dead body, eh?
Well, instead of calling emergency services and getting this poor girl some help, put her in a glass coffin and display the dead body. Sounds delicious to me. And then one day, some random guy comes along and sees a line in the glass coffin. He goes,
I'll have a go.
I'll give it a crack. I'm going to kiss that dead body.
Oh.
And somehow or other, there is a happy ending to all of that. Would you take your child to see that movie? Yay or nay? Say so in the comments. And do you know which Disney movie that is? Bet you've all guessed. I bet you've all guessed. Hello, Linda. Come on, tell them. Yeah, Daisy's got it. Yeah, it's a cracker. You may get that past the thing
The
with
senses now.
the senses. Oh no, not at all. Yeah. So Renata, what got us onto this topic? Pray tell.
Well, one of our lovely team, Cousin Steve, who is on at the moment. Hello, Cousin Steve. Decided that he wanted a night out with the two oldies.
Oh, by the way, I forgot the Cousins Steve thing.
And took us to a movie called...
I can't remember what's its name.
It's
about a paranormal investigator. Steve, what's it called?
Undertone.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Undertone.
It was a couple of nights ago.
And the whole premise of that was a bit of a spooky connection to old nursery rhymes, old children's nursery rhymes. So we have been festering on that point for a days, and I thought tonight maybe we should talk about some of the nursery rhymes that have been transformed into movies that we watch, but have actually got a very deep and disturbing background.
Renata, your T-shirt is see-through.
I know, right?
Oh,
Do you like? I got Annabelle on my chest.
well,
There she is. Right there.
yep. Anyway, keep going.
Yes. So the one big nursery rhyme that was sort of featuring all the way through the movie was London Bridge is Falling Down. Now, who is old enough to remember London Bridge is Falling Down? Who is old enough to remember as a child actually being taught nursery rhymes? Because I reckon that at least 85% of kids nowadays have never heard a nursery rhyme in their lives. So let us know if you were taught or sang nursery rhymes as a child in the comments right now. Because when we talk about London bridges falling down,
It's enough of our supporters. Thank you.
some of you might not even know what London Bridge is falling down is. Yeah.
Would you like me to sing it for you?
Absolutely.
Don't even charge extra for this. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
That's it. And most people do the second verse, but that doesn't matter. And a game as well.
Build it up with, what is it, bricks and stone, something like that.
That's right. I don't have it.
Bricks and stone, build up with bricks and stone. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, and used to have like kids on two sides and they have their hands up in the air, joined, and you'd have to push in through the gap as quickly as you can because you didn't want to be caught in the bridge, because if you're caught in the bridge, you're out. You're out of the game. Oh, look, innocent times, weren't they again?
They were.
Innocent
The good old
times.
days.
Yeah,
Were the good old days.
absolutely. So,
home free.
stop it.
And you could smoke cigarettes in the hospital.
You were given a gift from God
You
by
were.
those priests back then.
They're
It was a
semen.
gift.
You wanted us back.
I didn't think you'd get that graphic straight to an end, but never mind.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Okay, so let me tell you about the sinister meaning behind the rhyme. So the meaning of London Bridge is falling down has long been debated by historians and other experts. Like many popular stories, there are some darker meanings that lurk underneath the song's surface.
You might make it obvious we're reading from notes.
Just true. So when you think about all the Grimm's fairy tales,
Not grim as in all grim, but Grimm's.
well,
Grimms.
turns out it has the same meaning. Awful, those fairy tales. The most common accepted origin story for the rhyme is that of London Bridge actually falling down in 1014 because Viking leader Olaf allegedly pulled it down during an invasion of the British Isles. So though the reality of that attack has been proven, the tale of it inspired a collection of Old Norse poems written in 1230 containing a verse that sounds close to the nursery rhyme. It translates to London is broken down, gold is won, and bright renown. Whatever. So despite all of its structural failures, London Bridge survived for 600 years and never actually fell down, as the nursery rhyme implies. When it was finally demolished in 1831, it was only because it was more cost-effective to replace it rather than to repair it. So one dark theory behind the bridge's longevity maintains that there were bodies encased in the moorings, and this is what we heard in the movie.
Oh.
So it's this is called immurement. So immurement, when a person is encased into a room with no openings or exits and left to die. Immurement was a form of punishment as well as a form of sacrifice. And the lyric, "Take thee and lock her up," is a nod to this inhuman practice and the belief that the sacrifices may have been children. There you go. According to one particular author, people during those times believed that the bridge would collapse if there wasn't a body buried inside. Thankfully, this disturbing suggestion has never been proven, and there is no archaeological evidence that suggests it's true. Oh, I don't know. Is there?
Sorry,
We'll have to dig deeper.
I'm just trying to. They said the sound's a bit glitchy, but it's okay now. I'm just
Now,
sorting things.
do you know who My Fair Lady is? That particular nursery rhyme. So London Bridge is falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Who is the fair lady? Who's the fair lady? Give it a crack and let us know if you think who the fair lady is.
I'm freaking her out because I'm touching things. Oh, I wonder if that's what's causing the issue.
Indy has said the Queen. No.
I just found that it was open. StreamYard was open in 2 pages, so that might fix the sound. And done gone fuck up again.
Not Thatcher Robert. We're going back.
Margaret Thatcher.
Upper class lady.
Oh, Mrs. Slocum.
Mary.
Queen
Mary who?
Queen.
Mary what? Queen Mary? Well, we're going to answer your question, child.
I've got no idea.
So it does say London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. They believe that it's the Virgin Mary. It's always got to go back to religion. Anyway, because that theory goes back to the rhyme being referenced to the Viking attack. Supposedly the attack happened on September 8th. The date when the Virgin Mary's birthday is traditionally celebrated. Did you know?
I didn't know Mary's birthday.
We had a birthday.
We'll have to have a cake.
So every year it's Christmas and a big clue. But when it comes to Mary,
Stuff
Mary, she doesn't even get a mention. She doesn't even. We don't even know.
3 days after our wedding anniversary.
Not our wedding anniversary.
No, not Omen and I, my husband, man with a penis.
Right. So the thought is that what they're doing is saying my fair lady, which is the Virgin Mary, or they're talking about, as someone here has said, somebody of high stature. It could have been of Provenance, Matilda of Scotland, and they were both consorts. Now, we think of consort slightly differently than they did back then, I think, but anyway.
I think a consort was sort of a bit like a de facto. They were allowed to have a bit of a lover on the side or on the front or on the back. Or
because when you say you're consorting, you're consorting. Anyway, so there you go. That's my fair. That's London Bridge is falling down. A terrible nursery rhyme. A terrible nursery rhyme that is mixed up with children being interred into the bridge alive so that the bridge does not fall down.
So they're good luck charms.
Yes, they are. They're living good luck charms. There you go. That's
buried alive.
That's how our world thought. All right. So we've covered that.
So what did we think of the movie?
I liked it.
I actually liked it too. It was very old school horror, and they used music and they used camera angles and your imagination to scare the shit out of yourself. It's called Undertone, is that right?
Undertone.
And it's about 2 people that run a paranormal podcast. We've got a reaction to it somewhere. So you'll be able to have a look. I think Cousin Steve. Oh, did you see that glitch go across the screen there?
No.
It's very weird.
All right.
Oh, poor Daisy. We don't want one, thanks. No more. No more.
So you have movie to talk about now.
Well, I've got several movies to talk about because I sort of Renata sent an article over. It got us all thinking, and I thought let's talk about some Disney movies. So first one we've mentioned was that little story at the start of the show, which is where Snow White orders a hit on a teenage girl. She demands Snow White's heart that's been cut out as proof in a box. When that fails and she gets a fake heart in the box, she turns into a literal nightmare witch and poisons her. So then that Snow White is laid out in a glass coffin and just looked at. So the concept is what the WTAF is. A grown woman is obsessed with killing a child over how she looks. The happy ending involves a random guy kissing a corpse, and everyone just accepts that as normal.
Yeah, what's the thing about the story? What's kind of the tale, the piece of wisdom that we need to get out of that
We're not
story?
being taught to beware of strangers or anything like that, are we?
No.
So the film reflects themes of protection, control, and the tension between attempting to avoid fate and ultimately fulfilling it, according to this. And the whole kingdom falls asleep. That's right.
So
And
it's her fault. Blame a woman.
yeah, that's right. We've got Maleficent as the main character. Let's name another Disney movie that's a little bit act, shall we? Because there's lots of them.
Can I go? Can I go?
Yeah.
Fantasia.
Oh, the classic.
Remember Mickey Mouse? How he would go in. He couldn't stop the mop from cleaning up.
I know.
I know.
Because he tried out of his chores and he thought he'd use a little bit of magic. Bit of magic, bit of paranormal.
So most Fantasia is whimsical until Night on Bald Mountain arrives, a storm cracking the sky open. So here Disney dips into imagery that feels almost ritualistic. A towering demon summons spirits, manipulates them and watches them dance in submission. There's no hero here, no resistance, no cycles of control, chaos, and release. The spirits rise, contort, and dissolve, and then vanish at the tolling of a bell. Order returns, but not because anything is defeated, it simply paused. The unsettling message that darkness is not destroyed, only suppressed temporarily by structure and routine. Daylight doesn't win, it interrupts. It also plays into the idea of unseen forces governing behaviour. The spirits don't question, they respond as if something older, deeper, and unquestionable is pulling strings behind reality. For a children's film, it's oddly comfortable with powerlessness. You're not watching a battle, you're watching a demonstration, and the audience quiet observers just like the spirit. Wow.
So we've got a giant demon casually summoning the dead like it's a party trick. Spirits are twisted, burned, stretched, and controlled. No one fights back, and they just do what they want. It is based off an old folk tale sort of thing about demons and spirits. They didn't tone it down very much either. There is zero hope in the scene. Nothing gets defeated. It just stops because morning shows up. So they had no control over the phenomena that was happening at all.
So it's like a nightmare. It's like a nightmare.
This is one of my favourites. Pinocchio. Who doesn't love Pinocchio? I've got it's everywhere because I had to remember some of the stuff. It's been a while, you know. I don't think I've put it in. Oh, that's right, because I requested this one. So you all remember the story of Pinocchio, don't we? The little boy who was lying and his nose would get, but he was a wooden toy, but he became flesh. Poor Giuseppe. And there was a little cricket there that was his conscience trying to tell him? Well, let's see this. This is what actually happens. Pinocchio gets very annoyed with Jiminy Cricket and kills him with a hammer.
And that apparently happens really early on in the story. Like he gets whacked in the first scene.
Oh, speaking of getting whacked, wait till we get to the next bit. He gets lured to Pleasure Island where kids drink and smoke and wreck stuff.
Yes, you do.
As you do. Then he turns into a donkey mid-breakdown. He's having a bit of a upset there. And some kids actually don't get turned back and they're sold into slavery. Is that a joyous plot?
It's a fun thing for children to watch, isn't it?
I mean, it's meant to be, the whole thing's meant to be about, be a good person or be a good boy and all that sort of stuff. Otherwise, you will get punishment. But fuck me dead. That's shocking. So the WTAF factor, as we like to call it, is kids screaming for their mums while turning into animals. Just let that sink in. No rescue for some of them. They've just gone forever. They're never going to get back to their mums. So basically the lesson here is mess up and your life is over. Thank you, Disney. That was beautiful. I really enjoyed that. All right, over to you, Renata. What are you going to talk about next?
Shall we talk about The Princess and the Frog?
The Princess and the Frog. That's an oldie, isn't it?
2009. Princess and the
2009.
Frog.
Oh,
That's a movie, The Princess and the
might be old
Frog.
for some of our people watching, but it's not old for us.
Okay, so Dr. Facilier is the heartbeat of the unease here. He doesn't rely on brute force to make deals, and every deal comes at a cost. Shadows he commands feel less like magic and more like debt collectors. Always watching, always waiting. The unsettling message: every shortcut carries a hidden price, and those prices are rarely paid up front. So Facilier himself is trapped in a system he pretends to control. He bargains with forces he cannot escape. Power becomes a leash, not a tool. Tiana's story contrasts this, but even her success reinforces a rigid idea: you must work endlessly to earn your place. No shortcuts, no ease. So between two extremes, exploitation or exhaustion. The film whispers that the world runs on transactions, whether magical or mundane, and someone somewhere is always collecting. Isn't that the truth? Oh my gosh.
That's actually inspired by a New Orleans folklore about making deals with spirits. So it's a bit of the hoodoo voodoo type thing. So he makes deals, everything seems fine until it isn't. And when he fails, shadow creatures drag him screaming into the darkness. Lovely.
Because you have to pay.
No, shadows were never under his control. And the message here for all the littlies that might be watching is make the wrong deal and something will come and collect.
Yes, something will always come in.
So what did you make the wrong deal with, Renat?
I don't know.
Right, I've got another one here. Shall we go? Hocus Pocus.
Yes, go Hocus Pocus.
Because we've been to the house, haven't we? Was that the house that was filmed at? Was that the Hocus Pocus
Yes,
house?
in Salem.
Yes. I think you might have a little bit more there. I've just got to find my bits of paper.
I've just got a little bit.
Just a little bit. So, on the surface, it's a lot of campy chaos, a lot of fun going on there, but underneath there is something darker and sinister. And the commodity, the thing we are selling here, is life force. We have the Sanderson sisters who happen to be up the back here. I hope you like our Sanderson sisters made by one of our beautiful people. And they literally like to consume youth to sustain themselves. Children become resources and time becomes currency. Now, the unsettling part of all of this, survival at the expense of others is normalized. It's okay within their worldview. It's not evil to them. It's practical because you have to eat to survive. I suppose it's like us eating lambs. One of Renata's favourite things.
You just hurt me right there, Ed.
So there's also strange ideas about the sisters only return because somebody lights a fucking candle. Somebody was curious and thought, oh, look at that candle. I've heard about that candle. I'm going to light it because I don't believe it. Apart from that, I want to see it dark. So that causes problems because security has opened the door that should have stayed closed forever. And once opened, the consequences ripple, not nipple, forward or outwards. And once action awakens something ancient. I don't think Bet's going to appreciate being called ancient. So the film hints that the fascination with the unknown can invite forces you don't understand and can't easily dismiss. So the actual thing happens. 3 witches come back, suck the life out of young kids that stay alive, all because somebody lit a freaking candle and they hung children for fun. It's just for fun. It's all laughs, shits and giggles, as we like to say here. And it is a mixture of Salem witch folklore and allegedly comedy. Now, the WTF factor we have here is kids, fuel source.
Now, see, now, it's touching on the conspiracy of today. We're going very, very deeply here, and it's not a very nice topic, but you will see this topic repeated over and over again with all the secret societies that are going on at the moment. And if you know anything about our lovely Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh no, what's Ellen done? What's she done?
Children are a fuel source. Let me just say that. There you go.
A light just went off somewhere when you did that. You know that? It was a bit weird. Anyway, so the entire disaster that happens is
Was it a Gwyneth Paltrow? No, who would not have been able to afford it, especially the one that's supposed to smell like a vagina.
Oh, yoni egg.
The vagina
She triggers them
candle.
all out, you know, before she sells them. You got to try before you buy.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
the entire disaster was caused simply by curiosity. Someone was curious about something and blew up everything. And basically, you are rooting for the witches to eat the children. Yay! Isn't that great? Anyway, right, next one. Your turn next.
Right. I'm just looking at all of the comments. Are you liking this, people? Are you liking this weirdness?
Placenta takers. Oh, nice. What's this? Ellen anti-aging. Oh. Gone to Ellen Bach. Children are a fuel source. Yes. And Dorothy was made to smoke and do speed to keep things for filming. Yes. Right. Yes, it's weird and wacky. Yes, do more weirdness. That's what we're getting. See? We listen to the people. And just before Renata goes on, I have to just show you this. Oh, I have to try and stand up first. Haunted Holidays New Zealand with the glorious double Ds. Well, saggy double Ds these days. We head off to New Zealand in 2 weeks with our beautiful people on the Haunted Holiday adventure. It will be fun. I didn't click the button that says show the comments. There we go. We'll see what you're saying now. Oh, look, don't even start me on that one with the poor not Anthrax, what was his name? Anthrax? Something like that. The horse that dies in quicksand. I cried.
What? Which one is that?
That was turn around.
I can't.
Artax.
No, I can't watch
Yeah.
anything like that. So, no.
Yeah, that's it. Artax. Yeah, I was right. Yay! My memory's still there. Great. Right, Renata, what are we talking about now?
Okay, The Haunted Mansion, 2023. So this is where Disney leans fully into the paranormal playground, but beneath the humour and spectacle, is a story about grief that refuses to move on. The ghosts aren't just haunting the house, they're trapped by unfinished emotional loops, regret, loss, belonging, and they linger because they can't let go. The unsettling siege holding on to grief can create a kind of personal haunting, not supernatural but psychological. The mansion itself becomes a metaphor, a place where memories echo, distort, and replay endlessly. So if the living characters are affected, their emotional states make them more susceptible, as if unresolved feelings open doors. So you've got these stories that are created for children, and you've got these adults sitting around, how can we translate it from the psychological mess that we're trying to show here? Let's make it pretty. Let's make it animated, and let's make it fun.
Let's not be scared of anything.
So it hints at the boundary between worlds isn't just physical, it's emotional, and the creepiest idea that sometimes the things that haunt us aren't external entities, but the internal states that refuse to settle. And unlike ghosts, those don't when the lights come on. That's very good. Very, very good.
Yes, so my little take on that one is you've got a house full of ghosts who are stuck there and can't move on. Hell on earth. They're stuck replaying emotions. So it's sometimes they talk about that in paranormal investigation where they're stuck in their moment and they're stuck in that emotion. And they've also all their regrets, which they can't move on. And more the more emotionally vulnerable you are, the more open you are to attack, the more it affects you. So whatever you do, don't show your emotions. Don't show that you're weak because you have emotions, will you? That's a horrible message to tell anyone. So our WTAF factors in here. You don't just die, you get stuck. You feel trapped. Oh, nice. The haunting isn't just about the house, it's about the people carrying on inside it. Yeah, and I think you got the rest of it.
Yeah, I think, like they said, the house is the metaphor for your mind, and the ghosts are the things that are haunting your head, haunting your mind, and you can't let them go, and you won't let them go. So that's and that's why I kind of was saying, well, how did you get from that topic to an animated movie for kids?
Who thought that was a good idea?
How do you do that? Yes, that light keeps on coming
The
on and
ghost is
off.
flashing. That is switched on and it is flashing, but that light there
That
keeps
one.
coming on and off.
Yeah.
Might be time for a new bulb, unless it's paranormal. Hang on. If you can hear me and if you are a spirit here, could you please turn that light off after I count to 3? 1, 2, 3. Oh, they mustn't have heard me. Let me try again.
Wrong
1,
fingers in.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I really wanted that to happen too. Zell, is that you?
That's Barney Zell.
Zell, are you doing flashing stuff with this? Yeah. If you are, can you make that flash now, please? Make it flash on and off. Don't do anything now because we're asking. Bugger it.
I've got another good one here. I've just got to go and find the other pages of it, but that's okay. We'll make do with what we've got here. Let's move on now. Let's go back to a really good year. And that was 1951. What's it like back then, Renata?
I don't know. I
There's
don't
a
know.
twinkle
I
in a
wasn't.
farmer's eye.
I wasn't. Yeah.
You worked out what's going on with Renata's shirt? Yeah, it's a green screen. I decided to go back to the old set tonight, so that's why all this is lit up. And Renata, I forgot to tell Renata don't wear a green shirt. She didn't need to worry about it because it's the old set. And then when I put the thing on, the green screen thing was already turned on, so she was naked there for a little while.
Well, it was transparent.
You were transparent. A lot of fun. Anyway, there is another horrific movie called Alice in Wonderland. Do you remember Alice in Wonderland?
I do like Alice in
Can you
Wonderland.
give us a little bit of a summary of Alice in
I think
Wonderland?
Lewis Carroll was on drugs
You reckon?
at that point.
You really think so?
a little girl that goes down a hole that she shouldn't. So she sticks
Naughty
her
little
head.
girl.
She sticks her head where she shouldn't, and then she meets all of these characters that really test her.
And most of them are stoned.
Yeah.
Doesn't she also drink a potion that she doesn't know what it is, but she drinks it anyway?
Mm.
That's teaching the kiddies a lovely thing. Oh, I do know The Witches. I like the old one because I think it was redone, and I really love The Witches. But again, the storyline, honestly. So we've got the Queen in that. What does she yell? Do you remember, Renata?
Oh, I don't remember much of
Off.
it. Off with her head?
Oh, there she goes. I just had to give her a little tweak there, and she remembers. Goes back into her mind palace. And then we have Alice, who is getting bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller, and she starts to wonder who she even is. She's questioning her reality. Nothing is making sense. The rules don't stay the same. How can we live in a world without our rules? I like my rules. So it's surreal, it's chaos, and it's intentional chaos. The authority figures are completely unhinged. Normally, a young person who wants to go and get help would go to an authority figure, an adult, but in this, everybody's off their chops. Alice basically has an identity crisis and nobody's helping her. That's normal in their land and feels like an adventure and more like being trapped in a weird fever dream.
Mm.
I lost my other bit of notes on that one, but that's okay. So again, very strange things. We're having magic potions. We've got weird things happening where people are getting bigger and smaller. That's paranormal, isn't it? When you can't explain it.
It's really unusual if you think about like the nursery rhymes and these stories. I mean, they go back a long time, and how they affected us as children. So we would listen to nursery
Bambi
rhymes and stories.
scarred me.
Oh, don't even. Oh, Bambi.
That
Oh
was my
my
first Disney
God.
movie, and that wrecked me.
No, that was awful.
They
Absolutely
killed
awful. Oh,
what? The actual duck.
how terrible. But paranormal things and movies and things now, what this stuff was for like 2 generations ago. So you used to have nursery rhymes, you used to have Disney movies.
Well, they had the
So
grim
have
fairy
they,
tales as well.
have they, and that, well, that even goes back even further. So is this now like the paranormal stuff, the modern day nursery rhyme equivalent? Scaring children.
Again, they are really using stories to scare children to do what adults want them to do. But they're getting like the Boogie Monster or Slender Man. Remember the whole Slender Man thing? It's manipulation. There's another modern one there.
Oh, Daisy, Watershed Down. I think I got through.
I didn't watch it.
2 minutes and I went, can't do it. I know. I can't watch anything where there is
My notes are everywhere.
stuff happening to animals. I can't. It hurts too much.
Oh, imagine what it does to the poor animal. You're worried. My notes are all over the floor.
Oh, Watershed Down.
Yeah,
Watershed.
Watership. Yeah.
I think I said Watershed. Watershed.
The one that got me out of all of these stories was Pinocchio killing his subconscious, his inner voice telling him to do the right thing with a hammer.
Yeah.
That's really graphic.
Yeah. And then one of the stories I read in that original thing that I sent you, what was it? Not Sleeping Beauty, the other one, with the slipper, Cinderella. Originally, the story was that the stepsisters cut their toes off so that their feet could fit into the skull, the glass slipper.
Lovely. Now there is also the Black Cauldron and the Nightmare Before Christmas.
I haven't seen the Black Cauldron. I don't know what that one is.
I haven't either, and I don't even know if I've seen the Nightmare Before Christmas. But what are we thinking of these children's movies? If you look at it now with the critical eye, it's awful. No wonder this generation's fucked up. Well, it's actually our generation.
But if you're old enough to remember, and maybe one or two of you are, maybe two of you are, most of you aren't, Disney used to be on after the news on Sunday religiously, every Sunday evening.
Oh, there'd be
probably
the ABC, the
6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
You'd have Disneyland coming on. I remember.
and the Mouseketeers.
And you used to watch that.
Yes. So were they still trying to educate and teach people?
In the Disney movies?
In the Disney after the news thing? Were they still trying to scare people into doing the right thing?
Well, it was all these sorts of tales that they sort of made into movies back then, animated. So I just don't know how you get from the original story to making it into
Indy's
this.
got it. That was my watching program as well. Disney was on at 6 and Doctor Who was on at 7.
Right.
Had to watch Doctor Who.
See, I wasn't a Doctor Who, or my
I
parents.
can't talk to you anymore.
My parents
No.
weren't Doctor Who people, so they didn't switch the channel for Doctor Who. I think I went to bed after watching Disney. So Disney was the last thing, and then I went to bed.
I was watching the He Horse Show and Lawrence Welk, and Countdown was on before them.
Oh, Countdown. That was a religious master as well. You had to do that.
Yeah, John, in your era, it might have been weekdays, but by that time there was lots of repeats going on. But when I was watching, because I've been watching Doctor Who for a long time, yeah, it was a Sunday afternoon thing, very definitely. Oh, you punished me to miss out in the wonderful world of Disney. I'd smack. Oh, I'm having a heartbreaking thing. I have to ask Renata a question. Did you read The Lord of the Rings or watch the movies?
I watched the movies. I didn't read the book.
Would you like to go on a Lord of the Rings tour of Queenstown, where they shot all the movies?
Not necessarily.
Oh, it looked good. They had forest and mountains and rivers and snow and everything.
I know.
I think Renata should do it with me. Thank you, Lisa. This is why we holiday with Lisa. She's no trouble.
Oh dear.
I just have to say that anyone that wants to go travelling with Lisa, she's a good travel companion.
She certainly is.
Once all of us get over the fact that we're out of our routines, we have a bit of a meltdown because our routines have, you know how we like routines. You go turn on the coffee machine, you let it warm, you feed the animals, and you have a routine. When you're on a holiday, that's all gone. Your body has a conniption.
Oh dear.
Thank you, Linda. And Zena would throw the ring in the hole. Thank you, Erin. I've got permission. Hello, Adam. He's popping in for a quickie. Yes, I hope you enjoy this one. So, Renata, you know how we tried the ABC of paranormal, and we tried True Hauntings, the Untold Stories. We're going to keep Hot Seat because we like Cousin Steve. So I didn't mean to give the finger, but yeah, keep Hot Seat. And I just thought, remember we used to do Spooky Sundays? And
Yes.
we used to just find news of the week.
Yes.
And we'd cover stories that we wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Shall we just keep the What the Actual Fuck Paranormal show, and we can do whatever we like every Thursday night?
Sounds good to me.
Do you think that's okay? Does that make everyone happy?
Do we need this as a tension release moment in our
Oh, hang on.
lives?
Oh, no. Okay.
What? Do we need this as a tension release moment in our lives rather than an educational moment? That's what we need to know.
Well, we've had a little bit of education. Yeah, everyone's happy. They like it. They like it a lot. We mentioned the
And occasionally we'll cook something. We'll make a dry slice.
That sounds delicious, Renata. With the book that was given to us by cousin Steve, Cooking Price-wise. We all recognise him. Bit of Vincent Price. Yeah.
So
Look at that face.
we might get a nice dessert.
But I mean, he's. Do you want to have a? Oh, look, that sounds like us. A Shropshire fidget pie. That sounds like us.
A Shropshire.
A Shropshire. It's got potatoes. It's got taties and apples, streaky bacon, and demerara sugar, and we've got some stock. Shorthouse pastry.
What the hell's in it? There's nothing in it.
There's bacon and potatoes and apples.
Oh, apples and potatoes.
Oh, aspic, no. I think what we need to find is we need to find a book of delights. You know, the horse duvers they'd serve in the 1970s. Do you remember those? The devils on horseback,
The little boys.
the little boys in blankets.
1960s. 1960s. Foods from our youth.
And then there was always the one, would have been one of Renata's favourites, where you got some cream cheese and you put it in a giant big mound, and you got then tuna and you put that over the top of that, and then you poured seafood sauce over the top of it.
Stop.
Then chop up some spring onions and just sprinkle it across.
And what's that called?
It's shit. Tuna shit surprise. And you dip your biscuit into it and you'd eat it. It's delicious.
Oh,
Red frogs. Oh, what about frog in a pond? That is the dessert. Did you not know about frog in a pond?
was that a chocolate frog?
It was.
In green jelly.
In green jelly, you had to put a bit of whipped cream around the base of the frog. So you'd whack the frog jump. Oh, that was not a good look, was it? You'd whack the frog in, and then you'd pipe a little bit of cream around where the frog had jumped out of the pond. And if it was really upmarket, you could put some hundreds and thousands on it too. Oh, prawn cocktails. Wouldn't Renata love that?
No. Oh, what universe were we living in the 1960s? That
chicken.
Oh my God.
Toad in the hole, frog in the pond. We might even make spotted dick.
Oh my God.
I think prawn toast would be too hard for me.
Oh, what were we thinking? This is what we were raised on. This. And then the international people came over, all of the international people who had been hiding their food away, because, you know, if you went to school, as I did as a young child, and had salami, any sort of salami on my sausages, on my sandwiches.
Words is hard for Annie.
On my sandwiches, you would be given shit because of the smell.
Yes, I do remember Linda from my school. She was a lovely girl, would always bring a salami sandwich, and we knew she was there because we could smell it.
Before.
We knew what she was having.
So everyone else who I thought was so posh would hand over their 10 cents and get a lunch bag. Remember the lunch bags?
Oh, yeah.
You used to put 20 cents or something in, and your mum would
Wasn't
write
a
down.
Lucky dip.
Would write down on the bag what it was that you wanted, and then that would all go in a washing basket,
Yes.
and then it would be brought back magically at lunchtime, and you'd get called out, and you could go get your lunch
You
bag.
did. You felt special if you called out to get lunch.
I never got a lunch bag. I never ever got a lunch bag.
Oh, what was that?
So that's
You can't-
traumatized me.
I got blue mashed potatoes. They said the aliens brought, so we didn't eat.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Did I tell you about the time I nearly died at school?
no.
I used to like the taste of Disprin.
That was
I just got my inoculations done there yesterday.
sorry,
It's sore.
Aspro. And I was Aspro.
Loved them. And then you ended up with a little bit of an ulcer on the. Well, I had a little bit of pocket money, so I went to
Oh
the
my
shop
God.
and bought a packet.
Oh
I just
no.
kept eating them.
Oh no.
And one of my friends said, I don't think you meant to have a lot of those. They're medicine. And I sort of looked at it and went, ah, 2 every 4 hours. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
At that stage, I had about 7.
Yes, that was the old days of Vincent's powders. Never had one of those.
Oh, Beck's and a lie down too. Needed a good. Didn't some of those have like cocaine or something in them? And that's why everybody was addicted to it.
Good old days.
Oh, Sky used to eat lemon washing powder as a child.
Did anyone else have weird stuff that they would eat?
I used to eat the dog biscuits.
Yes, I do remember licking Aspros because they used to tingle like sherbet.
Oh, don't talk about the bottles of milk at school. That's paranormal, that is.
The bottles of milk that used to sit outside for 2 hours warming up by the time you got them. Oh, ugh.
I just remember there'd be kids spewing everywhere. Welcome to Australia. Oh,
Oh, we're telling the truth. It's Scout's honour.
oh, Robert, that explains a lot. Dry cat. Yeah,
Oh,
it was the crunch. I don't know. It was just weird. There was another thing I used to like as well. I'm just trying to remember what it was. It was something that was frozen. Oh, frozen raw mince.
mm.
That was yummy.
Oh my
Probably get
God.
wormed off and I don't know how we've got off topic so bad today, but there you go.
And how have we survived? How have we survived mashed
Well,
potato?
this is what we call survive.
How do you survive mashed potato in Devon? What is Devon? No, I don't want to know. It's one of those questions that
Mystery slice.
you don't answer.
Just ate the yard, the grouse. Oh, come and get Sunny Boys. Oh, love Sunny Boys. Especially when you won a free one. Oh, so good. Yeah, so I just will also mention that this trip we're doing to New Zealand is part of our haunted holidays. We've taken a group to Salem for Halloween. We've taken a group over to Ireland last year. I mean, we have done some other tours with a different company, and we were the guests, so to speak. But we're now doing this ourselves, and you can also, well, you won't unless you've got a ticket. Abernethy House. We're doing a 2-night stay over there. And we have got Lochinvar House coming up, which is also sold out. I'm sorry, I'm teasing you with all these delightful little things here that are sold out. But we are still hoping to go to Scotland next year, but we can't put it out there to sell it at the moment because of the orange chocolate that's causing issues over there. I'm sorry for anyone who's a fan, but he's ruining my holidays. So we are still planning to go to Scotland in 2027. We're
Yes.
just going to have to work out when there's going to be enough petrol to get there. And the good news for the New Zealand trip, they're saying that we will have enough fuel to fly to New Zealand, not a problem. We may not get home, which I'm quite happy about. I could happily stay in New Zealand for a bit.
Traveling back by ship is an option.
No. Not for one of us.
No.
Oh no, don't even start me.
Prawn. Yes. Yes, those
The
foods.
gelatin.
See,
Sausage
I
food.
remember going into delicatessens back then when delicatessens were a thing
Remember they used
that
to
was
give free little boy?
so really weird. Like, now you're going into this magic place called a deli.
I always remember
Weird shit.
the deli man would hand you, or the deli lady would hand you a little sausage to suck on, and you just go nom 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 nom. Mm.
Anyway, I think we're
Oh,
done.
do you
I
want to
think
tell them about Quirks? There's a few
yes.
things happening at Quirks.
So Quirks on the Hunter is just outside Cessnock. It's a fabulous little spot. It is, or has been known as the Denman Hotel, which is not in Denman, but it's there. And we are doing a night of this and tarot cards. So
I missed your tarot cards.
we have tickets available. We've had a few sales already, $35 per person, and that's a 2-hour show. Everyone that comes will get a mini reading. We'll open earlier so you can buy your drinks and have a pizza.
People there, because otherwise we're screwed.
All of a sudden, and you can come in and sort of drink and have something to eat and really support the Quirks family that's there, and have a night with us doing tarot. We did do our first paranormal investigation last weekend. It was absolutely freaking fabulous. Things went off like nobody's business. So we will be back to do more paranormal investigations there. And we're going to have an old-fashioned seance there as well.
Which will just be the tables and the glass and the Ouija board.
Yes.
Because we ain't scared of them. Not scared of priests either.
And Zena, yes, spam is a wonderful food. I have been living on spam for the last year and a half, and apparently it is actually a good food because of the fact that it has very few ingredients in it other than the meat side.
Oh, okay. Mystery ingredients. So Hannah's got a suggestion there of the Devil's Punch Bowl in Pearl Blossom, California. I've not heard of that one. We will have a look. And when we do it, it happened all because of you.
We'll put it in our
thank you,
list.
Linda, thank you so much. You were so kind. Oh, I feel like all the hard work's paid off now.
Thank you, Linda.
It's very kind of you.
And Linda has bought tickets for our tarot show.
Yes.
Yes.
We do them also at the Wyong Milk Factory, and we do have one coming up, I think, in June, maybe. I will have to check the dates on that. I will add that into our Facebook page so you can see that if you want to buy tickets, if you're on the Central Coast. Otherwise, this one is in the Hunter Valley, all in New South Wales. I am sorry. Yeah, there's a few other little things sort of brewing away in the background. Which
yes, we're back in Stroud as well.
Oh, yes.
So there are 2 dates up for Stroud. And I'm also going to try and get a extended investigation night at Combi House in Stroud during winter as well. The only thing now we are waiting to come back online, hopefully it will, is Tomago House. I have not heard anything back from them. And we are heading off to Canberra tomorrow for our this month's Old Parliament House tour. And I think we might be just about sold out. So that's going to be awesome.
You've got baubles around your neck.
Who? Me?
Yes.
Oh, right.
I've put baubles on you. I'm having fun. Well, it sounds tonight like we've got the picture right. Is the picture the best it's been? Because I'm back on my good little camera and we're both in focus. It's interesting. I had the sound right until I realized there was 2 pages open. And we're back to our silliness with knowledge. So I hope you've all enjoyed the show. We're going to head off because we've now got to go and pack for Canberra.
Yes, we do.
We've got to pack the gear as well. So you can help me do that right now. Because Auntie Anne's going to have to be up at 7:30 in the morning, and that sucks.
So Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, new member. Who's the new
Oh,
member?
that is Captain Chaos, who
Oh,
just
Captain
jumped on the members as
Okay.
well. Yeah, so we'll see you on the dark side.
Stay
Be
safe
frightfully good.
and don't be a dickhead.
Got it right. Oh my God. We didn't even have to write it down. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good weekend. And thank you to all the men of service and women of service who have served us. And
Lest we forget.
That's it. Yeah. 6 generations in our family. Love you all. Bye.